So yeah, nothing really for me to talk about this week. One thing I forgot to mention in the news though, and I heard you in your little chat about the previous game talk about the word drift. And whoever wrote that news article on the Switch about the JoyCon and used the phrase, "if you catch my drift," that person needs to be fired from Nintendo because that is absolutely disgusting that they are using the word drift connected to JoyCons, and there are hundreds of people, maybe thousands of people, who have wasted money on JoyCons and can't get them fixed. So that was a bit below the belt from Nintendo. And actually, I wanted to ask you, instead of talking about a game, you have found a solution, have you? How's it going there with your JoyCon?
I have. So I've complained numerous times in the past of my entire sets of JoyCons, 3 of them, red, neon yellow, and grey, the original grey, all suffered. And every single JoyCon, I think bar one of them, I think it was my right-hand grey JoyCon, didn't have it. But every other, so there's 5 out of 6 JoyCons had severe JoyCon drift. I couldn't find a particular product that I needed, and eventually I did. It was a WD-40 as the brand. I suppose you could pick up any brand, but contact cleaner.
So this is the one without any liquid in it, without any oil in it, yeah?
It's without oil, so it's not a greasy residue. So it's basically like a highly concentrated alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, basically, which when you spray on, it will lift dirt from a surface and then leave no residue because it evaporates incredibly fast and removes everything. So the kind of thing, I watched a couple of videos online, and all you do is you get a tweezers or something to push basically the Joy-Con analog stick under the top bit of it, and it has a soft, and I didn't realise how soft it is until I touched it, a soft plastic cover. And you can pull that up really easily. Then because of the WD-40 and all that, if you know, don't use regular WD-40. That is conductive. Yes, that will create a conductive layer, which is terrible for electrics. You want the contact cleaner, which is specifically for electrical appliances. So you stick an old WD-40, you've got a little straw. So you put the straw, you can just fit the straw into the gap, squirt it 2 or 3 times, depends on much, but really short bursts, and then work it in. Just rotate the analog stick back and forth, round and round, click it in a couple of times. Do that for about 2 minutes, and then let it dry. It takes about 5 minutes to dry. And I've done it on all my Joy-Cons, and all the drift is gone.
Wow.
So I don't know how long it's going to last for.
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it?
Yes, so I'll keep you apprised on that. But for now, we're obviously playing through Ori and the Blind Forest, and I've been playing exclusively on TV. Last night I played in handheld mode, and
no problems.
Gosh, it looks good in handheld, no problems. Yeah.
Because my Xenoblade 2 Pro Controller, the left analog stick's screwed. I don't know what's happened. Like, I remember a couple of weeks ago we talked about it, and you told me to use a toothbrush to clean it. I did that. It worked for about a week, and it's worse now than it was before. If you press, it's basically like between left and right and up. If you sort of diagonal direction up and left or right. So walking, for example, in Xenoblade, running, it just like there's spots on it, sweet spots where it just doesn't register, and it runs much slower than a slightly different angle. And it's really starting to bug me.
Sounds exactly the same thing that happened to my Joy-Cons. Yeah. Normally it was up, but sometimes it was down, sometimes it was right, sometimes it was left. It was different on every Joy-Con. But and sometimes it would stick as well. So sometimes it wouldn't register, and then all of a sudden it's going right, and it doesn't stop going right. Yes, awful. So give that contact cleaner if you can. Get any. Give it a try.
I'll have a look for some today.
I'm sure it'll work for you.
We'll see.
I may have to keep that in mind because I've been very fortunate. I've got 6 Joy-Con and been very lucky so far, but there's been a couple of sort of scares recently, like the blue one that came with the system, the left blue one. A few weeks ago it was like I went into like the calibration thing, and it was just like twitching a wee bit round and round because I was playing games and like it wasn't overly noticeable, but something just didn't feel right, and like the wee reticle was like moving around just, and like I recalibrated, and since then it's been fine. I haven't really used it that much, but yesterday playing Animal Crossing. I was playing handheld mode with my red JoyCons, and I was just moving my character along, and then like took my thumb off the analog stick, and he was still moving. Fortunately, I clicked it in just to see, and it was working fine after that. But signs of
yeah, that's how it starts. It doesn't tend to get better from there, unfortunately. But at least we know there's a temporary fix.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I'll keep you apprised and tell you how long this has lasted for. If the drift comes back, how long it's taken, and does it come back worse than it was before? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a like if you've enjoyed our content. You can also check out our other great content on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the N-E Café podcast from all good podcast providers. Just follow the links in the description below.